Hello, everyone. Today, me and my team are going to present a video of our collaborative activity called Right Not to Migrate. The reason why people have the need to leave their country of origin are many, like looking for a better working life and security, but also because they are persecuted in their country or are in danger of having their rights violated. In 2017, it is estimated that there are around 35 million refugees, and it is a mistake to consider that people are the migratory problem. Rather, is the global causes that contribute to this problem. Um, the difference between a migrant, a refugee, and an asylum seeker are important to understand despite their similarities. A migrant is someone who migrates from his or her country in search of a better way of life, economically or socially. And socially, a refugee is a person who has fled his or her country because he or she is in danger of having his rights violated. Refugees are entitled to international protection. Finally, a seeker is a person who seeks to be a refugee but has not been recognized as a refugee.
About some of the problems these migrants face, we can talk about the lack of legal protections. I mean, many of them find themselves in a legal limbo where they are vulnerable to exploitation and human rights abuses. The root of this problem, the cause, I think, is inadequate international frameworks and inconsistent national policies. According to the UN Refugee Agency, nearly 100 million people were forcibly displaced by the end of 2020. The consequences of this legal gap are staggering and contributing to a cycle of vulnerability and uncertainty for those seeking a new home. Another of these challenges that migrants face, I think, is economic inequalities. Migrants often encounter barriers to accessing stable employment and education opportunities. The root cause, I think, is some complex economic structures and these discriminatory practices that hinder the integration. Data from the International Organization for Migration shows that migrants contribute significantly to the global economy, yet they frequently face limited economic opportunities. This not only affects the migrants, but also has other consequences for the society they join, hindering the opportunity for potential benefits and diversity and cultural exchange. These challenges don't only exist in isolation. Politics, economics, culture, and policies are interconnected, shaping the experiences of migrants. Political decisions can impact in legal protections, some economic policies can influence job opportunities, and cultural attitudes can affect in social integration. Understanding this interconnection between all these topics is crucial for developing comprehensive solutions.
Migrant identity and false recognition. What do you think when you hear the word migrant? How you answer this question may say a lot about you, but it will define a lot for them. Stereotypes, even if they come out of pure hate, matter. Let's take Venezuelan migrants as an example. People in Venezuela often try to get out of their country due to the political situation occurring right now. This type of migration is called forced migration. Peru is the second country that hosts most Venezuelan migrants. According to R4B in 2019, there were around 862,000 of Venezuelan migrants in Peru. But how were they treated? In 2017, 62% of the Venezuelan migrant population claims to have felt discriminated against since arriving in Peruvian territory. To take action into matter, the IDEHPUCP, together with the Institute of Public Opinion, made a survey in 2019 in which 81% of the respondents stated that the majority of Venezuelan migrants are engaging in criminal activities in Peru. And the problem starts with false recognition. This stereotype that Venezuelans are dangerous people is promoted by the media, which sadly leads to a common belief that Venezuelans are dangerous people. This leads to a structural violence, and it's harder to get a job for them, it's easier to be discriminated. This leads to Peru being a non-inclusive city, and these misconceptions about Venezuelan people spreads to the world, and now all the world think Venezuelans are dangerous people. And if Venezuelans live in a city where they are not recognized as who they are, Venezuelans can aspire to get a higher life and a decent life for them. And that's why this is an important problem.
Talking about the difference between the right to migrate and the right of not to migrate, there are notable difference in their definition. The right to migrate is the guarantee that any person may migrate to any country regardless of the factors or circumstances involved. Um, and the right not to migrate, which seeks not to force any person to leave their country or of origin due to situation of poverty, armed conflicts, disasters, or persecution. It is the view of the other side of the coin in terms of migration. I believe that it is more important to guarantee the right not to migrate, since there are many people who feel identified in their country of origin, and expelling them will be deprive them of their culture and communities. The United Nations should guarantee that no person is forced to leave their country and guarantee decent living conditions to remain in their territory.
Addressing the migration phenomenon, particularly concerning refugees and asylum seekers, involves shared responsibilities between countries of origin and countries of destination that go beyond legal obligations and extend into ethical and humanitarian considerations. The countries of origin have a primary responsibility to protect the rights and safety of their citizens. This includes addressing the root causes of migration, such as conflict, persecution, and economic instability. They also need to work towards conflict resolution and promote stability that can help reduce the need for people to flee their countries. Upholding human rights and fostering economic development are essential responsibilities. The countries of destination have a legal and ethical responsibility to provide asylum and protection to the refugees and asylum seekers, ensuring their safety. They also need to provide humanitarian assistance to refugees, which includes access to healthcare, education, and basic necessities. Countries of destination should implement inclusive integration policies to facilitate the social, economic, and cultural assimilation of refugees. The shared responsibilities of the countries are to contribute to international legal frameworks related to refugees and asylum seekers, and to share information about migration patterns, trends, and potential challenges that can help both countries develop more effective policies and responses to this problem.
Answering the question of how a global citizen can help address the challenges and problems that migrants face, we need to go to the roots of the problems that lead to migration. As global citizens, our job should be to pressure governments and institutions to apply measures that ensure that wealth is distributed in a fairer way than what it is being distributed now. Measures such as elevating taxes for the richest people should help in ensuring that wealth goes to people that need it the most, thus allowing people to improve their situations, which would lead to a decrease in migration due to economic factors. Another positive measure that will help reduce migration is the promotion of more peaceful communities, where global citizens can be more inclusive with all members of society, and at the same time, fight for measures that structurally change the material conditions of people living in more vulnerable situations. The promotion of social programs and the aid of the government is crucial when trying to fight forceful migration, as it improves financial help and allows families to have some sort of stability and tranquility.